My milk is almost to the 120 degrees temperature. So at this time, I start removing the jars, and I actually use some of the water that's inside the jar, not all of them. And I will set these right down here. Hot. Okay, I'm exactly 120 degrees. I'll lay that over there. And one last time of stirring this up. And I fill these jars up to within 1 inch of the top, but I don't worry about that right now. I'll just get them close. That 1 inch is kind of helps the sealing process. Okay, now here's where I adjust and go to right about 1 inch. Oops. Ooh. Okay, you'll notice there's a little foam at the top that just it will go away throughout the process of the cooking over there in the canner. But right now I'm on everything, so I get this stuff out. I'll go around here and kind of dampen, moist the top of the jar, and at the same time I'm doing one final check for chips that I may have missed earlier over in the canner. And I'm cleaning off the surplus milk that I put on. Okay, now I'm putting on the lids, and I will do this with all 7 jars. Okay. I will just gently turn these on down there at this time so that everything is the same. It's starting to boil over here. My timing's pretty good. And as I move the jars over, I'm actually tightening them up, snug, not muscle tight, just snug. When I am moving the jars over, I'm tightening the ring onto the jar, and I'm not going muscle tight, I'm just making it snug so that the milk don't escape too much.
video.
Okay. And here's my last one. It's kind of important that you keep the, where you can see the two marks. There's the bottom mark and there's the top arrow. And this, the reason for this is that this, if I didn't line these markings up, then as I put on the tension bolts, I would have a hard time getting them up into the slot because these are not all equal as they go around. Okay, and then we just take this here and snug them down. Not, again, not muscle tight, just snug. Pressure right now is at 0, and we have to wait again until we get up to the 10-degree mark, right approximately there. And at that time, you start counting your 25 minutes. So this is kind of the critical operation right here. We've reached the 10 pounds PSI. So at this time, I set my timer for 25 minutes. And then the major thing we have to do now is to continue watching right here to make sure that it stays at 10 pounds and doesn't go up to 15 or 20. That's very dangerous. We need to stay at 10 pounds. It's at 12 pounds, so what I'm going to do is relieve just a little bit of pressure. And then I'll come down here and I'll adjust the flame. When I release the pressure here, then you'll noticeably be able to see the gauge go down over here on this side. PSI is a little high, so again, before I made an error in terminology. I said 10 degrees on this gauge. It's not 10 degrees, it's 10 psi of pressure. And right now I'm about 12, so again I'm going to remove that and let it drop down to the 10 psi. Still, so again I will release the pressure. And we're on 10 psi with about 4.5 minutes to go before this process is finished. We've reached the 25 minutes, and now I'm going to release the pressure. And the pressure has to go all the way down to 0 before I can release these connectors. Okay, we're down to 0 psi now, so I'm starting to release the latches. Okay, now we have to carefully remove the jars from the canner. Try to get the water off of the top of the lid. Leave a space between the jars. And now we just have to wait until they seal, and each one of these will seal. You'll hear a ding as the lid sucks down in. And that's it for the batch number 1. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Ilonga on the Farm. Thank you.